Greetings, everyone. My name is Lindsay, for the next few minutes, I will be discussing reflections on the group leading project. To begin with, I am a behavioral support specialist for adults with intellectual disabilities, which means that I write behavioral support plans and then train the members of a team on that plan. So these individuals reside in group homes with 3 to 4 members or adults per residence. Each home has a team leader and a residential manager that fulfill various tasks, as well as a residential nurse who were all present at this meeting. I've been working with this particular team for approximately a year and a half, and the meeting occurred on August 1st at 10 a.m. and lasted approximately 1 hour. The group was held in the home of my client, while the other individuals were at their respective day programs. At the group, all of the members sat in a circle, and at this current meeting, there were 7 participants, including myself. While I led the meeting on my own, it was an open discussion format, so anyone can contribute at any time. Because the team had many points to discuss, everyone remained on topic, and side conversations were minimal. The group began with a round, as I had everyone describe where they were mentally in preparation for the deeper discussion to follow. Once everyone had answered, I began by providing updates on my client. This included skill builders that I had developed, such as a sign book, as my individual is deaf, as well as correspondence that I had with various team members, either program specialists at the day program or the residential manager. I then opened the discussion to the members, asking for questions or concerns. At one particular moment, one member spoke, and then another shook her head as if in agreement, which allowed me then to continue the discussion, calling on the second member for her perspective of the situation. This member was then able to add to the topic and provided insight into how she handled the situation during the challenging behaviors in the moment. Another member made a comment which sparked other members to agree vocally, which resulted in me having to cut off certain members and listening to each one individually. As the discussion continued, I found it helpful to call out certain members, particularly the ones who were keeping a little bit more quiet, because oftentimes these members had specific insight into behaviors and had observed them personally. Throughout the group, members were attentive and provided relevant information to the discussion. The group concluded with me summarizing the action steps discussed, as well as scheduling the next meeting for the following month. Overall, I felt that the group went well and was facilitated effectively. At one point, various members were talking at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, and it was necessary to cut them off and focus on the original speaker. There was another point during the group that I needed clarification for myself as to what a member was attempting to communicate. She was describing a behavior that my client had had, and she was trying to gain clarification as to how she should handle the situation better in the future. So I had to ask specific questions regarding how my client responded, and as well as what body language that the team member was displaying, as this can often play a role in how my client behaves. One of the more significant challenges was getting members of the group to attend the meeting at the very beginning. This particular team has had difficulties with certain members not following protocols or routines of the individuals. However, these members do not always attend the meetings for various reasons, including other jobs or schooling. And it makes it difficult to address particular problems, especially since the members that are absent are very frequently the members who keep committing the same problems over and over again. Overall, however, I feel like I had planned adequately for the meeting and for the group, and that it was productive overall, as everyone was able to share and kind of get their concerns out in the air. If I were to change one thing in preparation for the next meeting, it would be to incorporate more group work involving dyads or triads. At the conclusion of the group, I received an accurate picture of how my client was doing. Members of the group were also able to express their concerns and observations, as well as questions that they were able to ask on how to handle certain situations in the future. The team was all on the same page at the end of the group, which rarely ever happens. And everyone agreed on the action steps that were discussed, including the ones that I would take, including maintaining the sign book that I discussed earlier. At the next meeting, I hope to continue to plan ahead of time and have a concrete list of items to be discussed at the meeting, as this helps to maintain the flow of the conversation. One area in which I need to enhance my facilitating skills is that of incorporating different exercises, as I discussed earlier, such as triads and dyads into the group. It may be helpful in the future to incorporate the role-playing activities and providing examples as to how specific situations should be handled. Overall, this experience was a positive one, in that it allowed me to practice leadership skills in a safe environment with safe people. Thank you for listening.